Hardware is weak, future is bleak. Physics align, breaking the spine, geometric pain. Freezing the brain, calibration of force. Nature takes course, neural path freeze. Down on your knees. This is the baseline, kick through the snow line, iron in tendons, we are defenders. War, code of the glacier, bone is the fractor, no more compassion, none, code is the fashion, frostbitten spruce needles, human of beetles, cracking late dice, paying the price, rigid leather boots, dead at the roots, nerves turning glass, watching them pass, kinetic design, cut from the line, velocity zero, no more a hero, factories lost, painted the frost, algorithm ends, body undens. Scanning the grid, doing what is bid, physics of iron, cold as a siren, anatomy fails, hammering nails, rib cage is locked, battery shot. Blood on the field, skull is the shell, ice is the hell, nerve ending short, closing the port, digital vein, dead to the pain, geometry screams, end of the dreams, calibration is set, deadliest threat, steel on the thigh, look at the sky, Odin is code, end of the road, this is the baseline, kick through the snow line, iron in tendons, we are defenders. War, code of the glacier, bone is the fractor, no more compassion, none, code is the fashion, baseline established, weakness is ravished, zero-sum game, forgot your own name. Marrow is static, world is erratic, physics remains, ice in the veins. I cinch the leather on the tight and woven belts. The geometry of starving is the only law that melts. Empty grain sacks rotting on the shadow wooden floor, calibrating flesh to the logic of the war. Frost on eyelashes, freezing up the sight and putting the zeros in the middle of the night. Zero rations given as the hardware starts to fail. Nervous system surging like a blizzard in the gale. Steel against the marrow in the cold, now the lights. Skeleton is heavy in the center of the fight.
Marrow in the cold, center of the fight.
Structure is the only thing that functions in the black.
Frozen data screaming on the internal track.
Functions in the black, internal track.
Functions in the black,
internal track. Functions in the black, internal track. Hollowed rib cages, mapping out the grid, accessing the trauma that the ancestors hid. Shivering jawbones, grinding down to dust. Iron in the bloodstream, turning into rust. Physics of the sinew, stretching on the rack. Running cold out winter with no turning back. Scan the empty vessel, found no trace of fat. The hard drive in the cranium is burning where I sat. Knuckles turning white on the handle of the blade. Binary of violence, the debt is being paid.
Calculate the leverage of the femur and the joint, sharpening the vertex to a deadly single point. Nerves are firing pulses like a signal in the void. Biological constraints are completely destroyed. Skin is parchment, stretched across a hollow drum, watching for the enemy to finally succumb. Sail against the marrow in the cold northern light. Skeleton is heavy in the center of the fight.
Marrow in the cold, center of the fight.
Structure is the only thing that functions in the black.
Frozen data screaming on the internal track.
Functions in the black, internal track.
Functions in the black.
Internal track, functions in the black, internal track. Crack, the system wide open to the core. Bones are only lattice for the logic of the war. Total isolation of the muscle and the vein. Feed the internal circuit on the signal of the pain. Override the senses of the stomach and the throat. Nothing left but structure in a frozen iron cold. Tension rising as the temperature descends. Data stream of frostbite where the civilization ends. Mapping every vertebra against the granite wall. Waiting for the gravity to initiate the fall. Teeth are locking tight on the beat of metal chase. Not a single kilojoule is ever left to waste. Processing the void in the belly of the beast. Refusal of the offering, refusal of the beast. Extracting the encryption from the center of the bone. A monolith of calcium standing all alone. Ancestral memory is stored within the spine. Tracing every segment of the evolutionary line. Ligaments of evils pulling tension on the frame. Deleting every memory, deleting every meme. The skeleton is soaring, a meat is just a shout. Ringing out the frequency of a frozen battle bout. Statuses operational within the frozen tent. Calibration finished, every resource has been spent. Oxygen is burning in the hollow of the chest. Ending the simulation, terminating the test. Terminating the test. Terminating the test.
Cold steel bites the frozen edge. Nerve end is a broken pledge. Blackened nails on stiffened fist. Winter smoke and iron mist. Sub-zero wind is cutting deep. Internal data will not sleep. Thickened saliva turns to glue. Metabolism starts anew.
Calibrate the femur length, convert the calcium to strength. Joints are locked and calcify the physics of the way we died. Axle grease and tendon wire feeding on the marrow fire. Scanning for the blood retreat.
Mapping out the killing heat. Burn the bone and burn the core.
System law and ancient war.
Marrow code is running red. Geometry among the dead.
Burn the bone, burn the core.
Burn the bone.
Burn the core.
Slow impulse within the wrist. The biometric in the mist. Hardware made of ribbon spine. The broken limit at the line. Iron lung and heavy breath. The calculation of death. Shield wall is a circuit board. Sharpening the data sword.
Crush the ice.
Crush the ice.
Pay the price.
Pay the price.
Bone to ash.
Bone to ash.
Metal clash.
Metal class.
0 point at midnight strike. Grip the handle of the pike. Analyze the frozen waste. Bitter iron is the taste. Vertebrae in perfect stack. There is no way to travel back. The logic of the northern storm.
Wait for new functional form.
Tendon snapping like a cable. Writing out the slaughter table. Marrow burning yellow bright.
Kill the mercy of the light.
Pressurizing in the soul. The human input now is null. Execute the winter plan.
Kill the memory of man.
Oh, iron.
Iron.
Recode the strand.
Recode the land. Woo. Woo.
core.
Interface the shattered knee. Frozen data sets the free. Blood is thick like blackened oil underneath the Arctic soil. Rib cages a vessel hull. Logic inside every skull. Final sequence now complete. Never suffer the defeat.
Won't stop.
Ice lock.
Marrow burn.
No return.
No return.
No return.
No return.
No return. Calibrate. 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 Scan the fracture, read the fold. Body locked inside the vault. Torn chainmail is a broken link. Flesh is weaker than you think. Shattered femur split the grain. Mapping out the total pain. Geometry, a splintered spine. Tracing out the rupture line. No mourning in the frozen sleet. Just the logic of the meat. I find the center, find the core. Testing what the system bore. Hardware failure, structural gap. Blood is just a leaking sap. Check the pressure, check the load. Decrypting the organic code. Flesh is just a faulty code. Heavy is the iron load. Calibration of the bone. Logic on a bloody throne. Calibrate. 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 Exposed tendons white and tight. Pulling levers in the night. The lion scalpel meets the skin. Data points located in frozen blood crystals on the blade. See how every part is made. Physics of the heavy blow. Wide a vital current slow. Ribcage snap like winter wood. Never worked the way it should. Segment 3 and segment 4 spilling out upon the floor. I am reading, I am sure. Flesh was never meant to endure. Anatomical defect found on this bitter battleground. Flesh is just a faulty code. Heavy is the iron load. Calibration of the bone. Logic on the bloody throne. Calibrate. 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 Nerves are wires thin and gray. Throw the broken parts away. Marrow leaking from the shelf. Body cannot fix itself. No ghost inside the hollow shell. Just the ringing of the bell. I extract the killing data. Fix the system. Air is later. Knees collapsed at 40 hertz. Watching how the venom spurts. Calibration of the wrist. Every joint is now in twisted. Surgical precision strike. Knowing what the depth is like. Not a man but just a tool. I am the master, you are the fool. Calibrate the impact zone. Calibrate the split of bones. Systems crash and system fail. Break through the frozen mail. Tendons snap like winter wire. Burn the weakness in the fire. Data mining through the chest. Put big physics to the test. 1, 2, 3, break. 1, 2, 3, break. No emotion, no regret. Just the best result we get. Shattered femurs in the snow. That is all the gods will know. Frozen blood crystals shine. End of the processing line. System check. Bone density.
Geometry of the drift.
Erratic.
Shield wall collapsed, code red engaged.
Iron will trapped. Neural paths caged.
hit the shield, lie low, 10 feet deep in the suffocating snowpack flow. Ribs locked tight in a cage of pure cold iron, in the marrow never breaks, never fold. Calibrate the breath to a minimalist beat. Geometry, your vice is the only retreat. Axe handle grip by the tendons and wire. Cold data stream replaces the fire. System reboot in the spinal cord track. Physics of the drift pressing hard on the back. Vertebrae stacked like a fortress of stone. Odin writes the code in the center of the bone. No oxygen input, nowhere I found.
Just
the weight of the gods in the frozen ground.
still just cavities.
Buried in the ice by the iron will.
Blinking eyes.
Scan the dark interface.
Zero heat signal.
In the ancestral space.
Still just cavities.
Buried in the ice by the iron will. 10 feet under the whiteout algorithm.
Beating out life.
In a crushing rhythm.
Input the pressure to the cranium shell, mapping out the grid in this white pixel hell. Femur is a pillar, tibia is steel. Also thermodynamics are the only thing real. Interface the nerve with the cold bit of earth, measuring the volume of a warrior's word. No vocal output, no wasted decibel. Neural pathway clear, hard drive full. Shield wood splinters like a hardware glitch. Blood in the dangers of binary switch. Off is for the weak, on is for the bold. Processing the weight of the crushing cold. Axe blade angle is a 45-degree. Calculating paths for the body to be free. Bones, ribs, marrow, leaves.
Snow, ice, grave dead.
Bones, ribs, marrow, leaves.
Snow, ice, grave dead.
Bones, ribs, marrow, leaves.
Snow, ice, grave dead.
Bones, ribs, marrow, leaves.
Snow, ice, grave Unblinking eyes in the void of the drift, waiting for the tectonic plates to shift. Pulmonary function, 30% energy. Reserves almost spent, but the synapse fires like a thunderbolt. Spinal fluid surging with the high rope jolt. No shivering detected, no panicking along the final battle. Can this be all in one sound?
Scalpel precision in the vascular grip. Don't let the focus or the calibration slip. And finds the axe in the berry pie branch of survivalist. The day that the system advances. Nerves like a circuit board, skin turn to ash. Wait for the moment of the kinetic crash. 1 inch of movement, 2 inches more. Kicking down the lock, white digital door. Shoulder joint rotates, clavicle grinds. Leaving the prison of the snow behind. The Valhalla is a server, blood is the drive. Buried in the dark, but the system's alive. Still chest cavities.
Buried in the ice by the iron will.
Unblinking eyes.
Scan the dark interface.
Zero heat signal.
In the ancestral space.
Still chest cavities.
Buried in the ice by the iron will.
10 feet under the white
Out algorithm.
bleeding out life.
In a crushing rhythm.
Every pine branches snap in the dark, waiting for the physical system to spark.
No emotion found, logic is complete. Victory is measured in the missing heartbeat.
Calibration of the femur, logic is cold. Geometry of iron, stories untold. Snap the muscle fiber tension in the line. Processing the blizzard lethal by design. Knee deep snow drifts, binary white. Processing the friction, swallowing the light. Nerves like copper circuits in the bone. Marching to the rhythm, heavy and alone.
Crunch the data, break the bone.
White out horizon,
King on the throne.
fiber snapping.
Iron will,
Storm is locked.
the gear is still.
Tendon under pressure, rupture at the joint. Calculating vector, sharpen every point. Blood at 0 Celsius, sticking in the vein. Overload the system, navigating pain. Numb extremities, digits turning black. No rebooting available, never looking back. Steel on the sternum, plate against the rib. Feeding the machine from the iron crib. One step,
Break bone,
break bone. One breath,
iron zone, carbon fiber ligament tearing at the seam.
the storage, memory of war. Axe in the scabbard, knocking at the door. White out horizon, pixels in the eye. Calibrating distance, frozen is the sky. Muscles are the pistons, rhythmic and severe. Deleting every signal, deleting every fear. Knee deep snow drifts, clogging up the drive. Only the hard-coded, destined to survive. Nerves,
Bones, ribs, clocks.
stop.
Crunch the data, break the bone.
White out horizon,
King on the throne.
fiber snapping.
Iron will,
Storm is locked.
the gear is still.
Fracture in the tibia, structural defect. Physical laws impossible to reject. Frost on the cartilage, crystalline grids. Secrets of the ancients in the cortexes.
Scanning the terrain, zero visibility.
Testing the threshold,
Of my mobility,
grinding at the patella.
metal on the stone.
Signal interference.
Deep inside the core.
System check. Muscle check. Horizon check.
Path is what I
Splinter dash shaft cuts the cold air. Enemy located, vector locked right there. Iron tip entry, sector 1 clear. Ignore the pulse, zero out here. Puncture delta, data input received. Physics of impact, depth is retrieved. Angle of incidence 45 degrees. Locked on the source, target is at ease. Hot blood on snow, red on the white. Thermal signature glowing in light. Nerves are firing, synapses cold. Geometry, written story is told. Kill! Calibrate, calibrate, calculate, calculate. Anatomy is cold. The valley is loaded, 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 loaded. Scapular contact resistance is high. Triangulate position under the sky. Measured compression, fibers will tear. Locate the archer behind the glare. Tendons are stretched, tension is mapped. Calculated breath, the system is tapped. No psychology, only the frame. Iron and marrow playing the game. Shield wall is logic over the bone. Kinetic energy, solid as stone. Axial loading, weight on the heel. Processing trauma, logic is steel. Telemetry flowing, the data is true. Axes are calibrated, coming for you. System is locked, the geometry bleeds. Valhalla requirements, satisfying needs. One strike, one code. Heavy metal marrow on the frozen road. I feel the lever, I measure the force. Internal scanning, plotting the course. Radius zone, the hammer is cracked. Horror is damaged, software is intact. Measured extraction, pulling its low. Bumper reversing, ready to go. Thermal exhaust, steam from the chest. And the procedure put into rest. 5, 4, 3, sequence start. Blade reaches target, bypassing heart. Strike! Split the sternum, access the core. Physics of violence, sandwich of war. Rib cage opening, mechanical fail system shut down, turning it pale. Nerve ending, severed signal is lost. Total destruction, cutting the cost. No mercy requested, no mercy given. Algorithm deadly, harder is driven. Steel meets clavicle, breaking the gate. Neutralize target, sealing the fate. Calculated ending, final array. Shadow is passing, and in the day. Telemetry flowing, the data is true. Axes are calibrated, coming for you. System is locked, the geometry bleeds. Valhalla requirements, satisfying needs. One strike, one code. Heavy metal marrow on the frozen road. Shaft is discarded, wood on the ice. Victory confirmed, paying the price. Shoulder is reset, ligament tight. Scanning the horizon, ready to fight. Sub-zero logic, frozen and hard. Master of combat, guarding the yard. Data is stored, sequence system moving to next. Target is one. Target is one. Target is one. Scatter!
wrong, extracting the data from inside the bone. I read the fracture like binary code. Heavy the pressure, increasing the load. Secure the position, the anchor is set. Bruised, pale skin is starting to sweat. I calculate angles, I measure the span, executing the upgrade, following the plan. The radius is jagged, the ulna is weak. I find the weakness, the flaw that I seek. Position the lever, the point of the stress. Applying the power, I force to compress. No mercy for fiber, no pity for meat. The system is lagging, I force to reboot and reset. The architecture failed, the structure was thin. We open the circuit and let the war in.
Crush it down,
Calcify the frame, rewrite the geometry, forget the name.
break it back,
Harder than the steel, only the marrow and the iron are real.
crush it down,
Calcify the thick, solder the tendon, make the bones tick, 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 tick. Check the alignment, the geometry's wrong. The old growth calcium isn't enough to be strong. I grip the metal, I tighten the grip, I won't let the biometric calibration slip. Open the leather by treffing the teeth. Feel the mechanical tension beneath. Swollen knuckles are turning to lead. The nerves where the wires, the signals are red. I grind the marrow to store up the cells deep in the cavern where the architect dwells, indicting the logic, the law, the mass. Watching the biological weaknesses pass. The bruise is a map of the damage we do. Building it tight and starting from 2. I shatter the callus, I splinter the seam. Purging the error, deleting the dream. Splendid forearms are locked in the tray. We discard the softness, we throw it away. The physics are simple, the gravity's hard. Every new fracture is leaving a guard. I measure the density, checking the logs, turning the pulleys and turning the cogs. The nerves are screaming in high frequency bursts. Feed the structural hunger, the anatomical thirst. No soft recovery, no pity in sight. Just a hard drive of the skeletal might. Calibrating the impact, hardening the shell. Forging the armor inside of the cell. The ribs are the rafters, the spine is the beam. Power the engine, release all the steam.
crush it down,
Calcify the frame, rewrite the geometry, forget the name.
break it back,
Harder than the steel, only the marrow and the iron are real.
crush it down,
Calcify the thick, solder the tendon, make the bones tick, 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 tick. Grinding bone marrow, beating the marrow. Grinding bone marrow, beating the marrow. Grinding bone marrow, beating the marrow. Grinding bone marrow. Harder than the previous version. Biological warfare immersion. Force the calcification to peak. Discarding the old and discarding the weak. Applying the pressure until it equates. I see the white of the fracture revealed. This is the weapon that cannot be healed. It thickens, it hardens, it turns into rock. Withstanding the impact, absorbing the shock. Beyond his armor, the radius is dense. Optimized frame for the heavy defense. I lock the last bolt, I tighten the screw. This is the ancient tech made into new. No more the flexion, no more the frail. We hammer the point, now we drive in the nail. Your body is data, the data is war. We don't need the pity we felt from before. It calcifies thicker, it calcifies fast. Built to the livid and built to the last. Thicker than the axe blade, harder than the shield wall. Geometry of the Valhalla protocol. Dum 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 dum.
The march is the matrix. The marrow is the code. On the marrow and the bone. The algorithm claims that you must walk alone. Broken tendons snapping in the sub-zero blast. The data says your movement is failing the cast. Lungs are just bellows pumping oxygen and ice. The physics of the journey demand a steep price. Calculating stairs at the slow impulse rate. We delete the dead to accelerate the state.
Anatomy is logic when the temperature drops. The system is efficient when the weak heart stops. drifts, abandoned frost-covered stretches in the drift. Physical reality requires a shift. Fading drag marks where the muscle met the grit. We calculate the failure in the center of the pit. Ribs are just a cage for a pump that's gone cold. The geometry of mercy is for stories never told.
Bone and iron,
Bone and iron.
the math is cold.
The math is cold.
Calibrate the spirit to the body's whole. No heart, no hesitation, just the physics of the nation.
The sum of your survival is a zero line. We march by the geometry of grand design.
Nerves are misfiring like a broken circuit board. We cannot carry baggage on the edge of the sword. Dropping body temperatures, the hardware is spent. The data logs the failure of the way that you went. Unturned heads as we bypass the slow. The blood code is written in the black of the snow. Vertebrae clicking like a gear in the storm. The logic of the pack is the only true form. System check.
Calibrating survival probability.
Sub-zero.
Zero.
Calcium is brittle and the fluid is thick. The clockwork of the marrow makes a hollow point click. Show the blades grinding on the axle of the load. We leave the broken data on the side of the road. Femur bones snapping underneath the iron weight. The command is simple. Do not deviate, no guilt in the affix, no flicker in the eye. The physics of the winter say the inefficient die. X's and data,
Feeling the cold.
strip the weakness.
From the middle of the road.
We are the function.
We are the force.
Calibrate the killing to the Nordic course.
One for the march.
Zero for the fall.
The math of the dying is the law for us all.
Neural pathways freezing in the dark of the night. We only keep the soldiers who can calculate the light. Ligaments tearing like a worn out strap. You're a virus in the system, you're a failure in the map. Shattered kneecaps in the frost covered mud. We don't need the feelings, we only need the blood. And atomic calibration on a militant scale. The weak are just a residue left on the trail. Bone and iron,
Bone and iron.
the math is cold.
The math is cold.
Calibrate the spirit to the body's whole. No heart, no hesitation, just the physics of the nation.
The sum of your survival is a zero line. We march by the geometry of grand design. Fading dragon marks. Unturned heads. The data is clear. The march is the only code.
Rich top view on a dying code. Heavy marrow on a frozen road. Soft silk banners in a weak wind play. Calibration starts for the end of day. Stone walls yield to the metal law. Teeth in the skull like a jagged saw. Data point shift in the optical nerve. Hit the radius, trace the curve. Primary target in the valley floor. Calculate mass for the coming war. Rib cage frames in the morning light. Sequence start for the killing bite. Iron ladders strike the wall. Watch the silken system fall. Meat is roasting, smoke is black. System error, no way back. No way back, no way back. Coordinates locked on the bone. Break the king upon his throne. Fatally plump in the marble halls. Grease on the tendons where the shadow falls. Smoldering thatch on the roofline grid. Logic breaks where the gold is hid. Physical mass in a state of rot. Geometry defined by the blood we got. Nerve endings fire in a frantic pulse. Breaking the spine of the soft convulse. They smell of meat and the scent of grease. Hardware failure. In the time of peace, ligaments snap as the iron bends. Where the data of the soft life ends. Cortex dark in the golden bed. Paint the pavement in a liquid red. Calibrate force to the breaking point. Sever the link in the heavy joint. Iron letters strike the wall. Watch the silken system fall. Meat is roasting, smoke is black. System error, no way back. No way back, no way back. Coordinates locked on the bone. Break the king upon his throne. Venom shatters like a ceramic glass. Watch the physics of the dying mass. No abstraction in the winter breath. Only the logic of the objective death. Scan the ribs for the vital core. Physics of iron in the city door. Calibration complete, the gates are open. Every word of the treaty is broken. Axis swing in a perfect arc. Like in the fire in the ancient dark. Marrow leaks on the cobblestone. Claiming the city, claiming the bone. System shut down in the central square. Burning geometry in the heavy air. Processing speed of the blade and shield. Force the data of the weak to yield. Nerves are shredded by the northern steel. Final moaning of the spinning wheel. Hardware crash in the temple gate. No more comfort, only fate. Vector locked on the jugular vein. Mapping the geography of the pain. Crush the soft tissue, burn the map. Closing the jaws of the iron trap. Ladders strike the wall. Watch the silken system fall. Meat is roasting, smoke is black. System error, no way back. No way back, no way back. Coordinates locked on the bone. Break the king upon his throne. System offline. Grit, calculating every hit. Heavy boot on the cobblestone. Scanning for the marrow bone. Steel against the tendon wall. Watching the geometry fall. Ribcage is a system locked by the shield and axe we shocked. Nerves are firing binary screams. Void of any hollow dreams. Calibrate the iron path. Arithmetic of the wrath. Axe weight in the palm grip. Letting the momentum slip. Physics of the downward swing. Silence is the only thing. No more words in the dark alley space.
Axe on the throat in a perfect line.
Severed, vote in a perfect line.
Severed, finish the geometry clean. Input zero, output null. Crushing through the larynx shell. Blade runs through the cartilage thin. Ending what should not begin. Anatomic mapping found. Blood is hitting frozen ground. Unfocused, dying pupil stare. Static hanging in the air. Nerve endings are fraying fast. This encryption will not last. Severed vocal cords release. Clinical and cold seized. Hand on the carotid pulse. Measuring the last convulse. Skin is just a surface layer. None of this requires prayer. Hardware fails when iron bites. Ending all the signal lights. Vertebrae all aligned and straight. Processing the heavy weight. Disconnect the vocal drive. No more staying half alive. Calibrate vibration of the steel, moving past the way you feel. Anachronistic battlefield, broken is the shield and sealed. Biomechanics in the dirt, function over physical hurt. Algorithms of the blade, datum data fully paid. Logic of the severed vein and the processing the pain.
Snapping in the blackest night.
Epidermis cooling down,
Cooling down
on the cobblestones of town. Oxygen supply depleted.
Human vessel now.
Now did it.
No more words in the dark alley space.
Axe on the throat in a perfect line.
Severed throat in a perfect line.
Severed, finish the geometry clean. Blade, wake from the sleep, no permission left to grieve. Silent cobblestones remain, washing off the iron stain. Anatomy is laid to rest, final geometry the test. Execution is complete, walking off the frozen street. Boot hits the permafrost, shattering crust. Hand grips the handle in absolute trust. Interlocking rind shields, freezing the air. Logic is perfect, the cold static stare. Vertical axis, the geometry locks. Phalanx is harder than granite and rocks. Calibration of tendons and fibers of steel, crushing the surface with every left heel.
Shoulder to shoulder.
The marrow is frozen, wall is the hardware, the slaughter is chosen. System is synced and the data is raw. This is the function of physical law.
Bone to the oak and iron to rib.
Bone to the oak and iron to rib.
One single unit, the physics of war.
Calculate killing through every pore.
Frictionless pivots on every radius bone. Synchronized death on a frequency tone. Lungs are the bellows, the nerves are the wire. Cold processing unit is purged of desire.
Scanning the horizon for vectors of flight. Mapping the target in infrared light. Scapular press to the next in the line. Biomechanical ancient design.
Rib cages clamping the physical core. Code in the marrow is bleeding for more.
Stiff as a piston, the quadriceps flex. Solving the carnage, the problem is complex.
Impenetrable oak wall holding the weight.
Boot stomps, steel in the face.
Synchronized spear thrust piercing the mesh.
Cold iron tearing the fabric of flesh.
The gears are turning the teeth of the shield.
The harvest still death in the stainless heels. Femur turns sound of the structure is sound. Anchored by gravity into the ground. Cartilage cushions the impact of blades. Units are advancing through shadows and shades. Processing trauma through synapse and cell. Total efficiency breaking the shell. Velocity constant, the mass is supreme. Life is a circuit inside the machine.
Clavicle locking the neighboring blade. Opening the valve to accelerate state. No individual, only the great. Doing exactly what the algorithm bid.
Internal skeletal bracing is set.
Bracing is set.
Biological hardware is paying the debt.
Paying the debt.
Geometry governs the blood on the snow.
Blood on the snow.
Kinetic energy starting to flow.
Starting to flow. Through the tendons. Through the joints. Through the focal.
Pressure.
Impenetrable oak wall holding the weight.
8 boot stomps, dealing the face.
Synchronized spear thrust piercing the mesh.
Cold iron tearing the fabric of flesh.
The gears are turning the teeth of the shield.
The heart
precision, rank after rank.
Kneecap to kneecap, the leverage is high. Underneath the low definition gray skies. Skull as a helmet, the teeth or a vice. Sacrificing the organic at any price.
Bolted together by ancient command. Iron and muscle reclaiming the land.
Formation as absolute numbers are true.
Executing the program that we must do.
System integrity holding at max. Follow the path of the digital tracks.
Iron jaw in the frozen mud. Data leak in the thickening blood. Crushed bronze cells beneath the tread. Compute the mass of the mountain dead. Piles off, shatter the ribs on the stone. Logic built in the architecture bone. Calcium deposits cold and hard. Final sequence marked and scarred. Firmer snapped in a perfect grid. Lock the logic, lift the lid. Neural pathway burning red. Calculated violence, heap of dead. Tibia splintered white and clean. Reboot the engine, war machine. Tendon tension, wiring cord. Digital edge on the ancient sword. Processing the friction. Flesh is the restriction. Overclock the marrow. Fly to the iron arrow. System check 100% to the earth. The frame is bent. Calibrate the grip. Let the sin ape slip. Dense cortical bone. Tectonic force in the heavyweight. Dented warhammer. Strike the blade. Geometry of an ancient fate. No. No soul here. Just a frame. Hard-coded in the killing game. Heavy guttural exhales in the frost. Winning mass at any cost. Scapula crushed by the iron weight. Format the valley, seal the fate. Hard drive beating in the chest. Kinetic overload, final test. Fractured vertebrae, logic gate. Calibrate the killing, stay late. Ligament snap like a breaking wire. Biofuel for the system fire. Radius on a splintering crack. No retreat and no turning back. Hardware heavy, iron shod. Kill the ghost and kill the god. Cranium data leaking gray. Clear the cache for the coming day. Pelvic girdle, dust and grit. This is how the world is split. Tectonic force in the heavyweight. Dented warhammer. Strike the blade. Geometry of an ancient fate. No. No soul here. Just a frame. Hard-coded in the killing game. Heavy guttural exhales in the frost. Winning mass at any cost. Axons burning. Structure turning. Loving cold breaking. Valley shaking. One man standing. Lone commanding. Calcium power. Final hour. Mandible locked in a frozen grin. Let the binary war begin. Fibula shattered, ground to dust. Only the iron, only the rust. Metatarsal crunch on the shield. This is the data, this is the field. Intercostal nerves on fire, strung together like a copper wire. Cartilage grinding heavy and slow. Watch the blood in the sequence flow. Anatomy perfect, co-design. Crossing the final limit line. Dense cortical strength in the fist. Nothing remains in the bloody mist. Hard wired already deep in the frame. Forgotten flesh in a forgotten mid. Against cortical bone. Tectonic force in the heavyweight. Dented warhammer. Strike the plate. Geometry of an ancient fate. No soul here. Just a frame. Hard-coded in the killing game. Heavy guttural exhales in the frost. Winning mass at any cost.
meets the gate in a binary crash. Strip the dermis from the limestone shell. Feed the system with the toll of the bell. There is no mercy, only kinetic force. The vector of ruin has taken its course. Sever the tendons of the drawbridge chain. Binary logic is poured out like rain. Grind the maxilla against the cold floor. We are the glitch in the heart of the war. Calibrate axis for structural flaw. Nature recycles the corpse in the thaw. No one is praying, the nerves have gone dead. Steel is the input, the output is red. Watch the alignment of fury and weight, crushing the hardware of champion gates.
Crumbling marble pillars fall.
The gravity of death consumes it all.
Falling granite blocks divide the ground.
The geometry of silence is the only sound.
Crushed all the grows beneath the boots.
We extract the data at the root.
Crumbling marble pillars fall.
The weight of the winter shall own every wall. Shattered stained glass is the shrapnel of faith. Logic is haunted by an analog wraith. Processing rubble through the filters of black. Once it is broken, there is no turning back. Fracture the cranium of temple and spire. Burn the encryption in the ancient fire. Force the geometry of arches to bend. Calculating physics until the very end. Measure the tension in the shattered rib cage. Ink the coordinates on the last page. Bone in the marrow on structural dust. Armor is data corrupted by rust. Look at the vision, the sign of the hawk, predicting the angle, the ultimate fall. Shields of the firewall, shields of the key. Unleash the malware
Of the Nordic Sea. Crumbling marble pillars fall.
The gravity of death consumes it all.
Falling granite blocks divide the ground.
The geometry of silence is the only sound.
Crushed golden thrones beneath the boots.
We extract the data at the root.
Crumbling marble pillars fall.
The weight of the winter shall own every wall.
The metal is cold.
The metal is cold.
No breath in the lungs.
The system is empty.
Power and pain.
Cartilage snap.
Like a dry winter branch.
Trigger the weight
Of the iron avalanche.
Calibrating a void.
Where the king used to sit.
Physics reclaim.
Every brick, every bit. Crushed golden runes in a pile of waste. Bitter the metal of war in the taste.
Shattered stained glass is the lens of the end. Steel is the only remaining true friend. Falling granite blocks, pulverized reeds. Harvest the blood from the planning of deeds. Capillary networks are frozen and split. The light in the camera is no longer lit. Geometry sells when the hammer is swung. The final transmission is the song we have sung. Hardware is broken and marrow is spilled. The prophecy is just a contract fulfilled. Axes are vectors that pierce through the nerve, getting exactly the depth you deserve. Look at the rubble, the remains of the pride. There is nowhere for coward to hide.
Crumbling marble pillars fall.
The gravity of death consumes it all.
Falling granite blocks divide the ground.
The geometry of silence is the only sound.
Crushed golden thrones beneath the boots.
We extract the data at the roots.
Crumbling marble pillars fall.
The weight of the winter shall own every wall.
Dust mixed with snow. Nowhere to go. The system is down. The broken ground. Bone and the iron.
Dust mixed with snow.
Calibration complete. Calibration complete. Physics reclaim.
Physics reclaim.
This is the only truth.
Iron is the structure of the broken youth.
Bone is the foundation for the frozen plate.
Steel is the direction and the only faith.
Cold steel calibration starts inside the bone. The nervous system claims the iron for its own. Rhyme-covered breastplates fused to the ribs. Metal is the cradle where the marrow lies. Skin bonded to iron in a static weld. This is how the biological form is held. Ligaments are lashed into the rivet head. Biology is dying, but the cells aren't dead. Nerves are mapped in circuits on the frozen skin. Iron is the temple where the war begins. Every vertebrae is locked in series now. Metal meets the cartilage behind the brow. Iron to the marrow, steel to the bone.
Cold is the king on a frozen throne.
We are the hardware built for the war.
Ancient data locking the door.
Sluggish blue veins pumping through the grid. All the human weakness in the iron is hid. Calibrate the tension in the shoulder joint. Fix the coordinates on the weapon point. Axe handles welded to the palm of the hand. Logic of the glacier occupies the land. Femur is a piston in a heavy stride. Nothing of the softness left to hide inside. Phalanges are stiffened by the outer shell. Body is a clapper in a frozen belt. Geometry of movement is a perfect line. Iron is the master by a cold design.
Frozen breath, plumes rising in the dark. Ice inside the lungs is the only spark.
No more hard fire, no more thaw. Only the mechanics of the winter law. Tendons tighten on the frozen gear. Hardware cannot process any form of fear. Metallic epidural layer is the skin. Where the user end is where the tools begin. Data in the sinew, data in the blood. Iron feeder, stamping through the frozen mud. Physics of the impact, calculated fast. Steel is the only thing that is built to last. Scapula is fused into the shoulder guard. Living is a system that is cold and hard. Calculate the torque within the armored wrist. Life is just a variable that doesn't exist. Algorithm running in the frozen brain. Iron is the pleasure and the iron is the pain. Iron to the marrow, steel to the bone.
Cold is the king on a frozen throne.
We are the hardware built for the war.
Ancient data locking the door. Skin bonded to the iron. Bonded to the iron. Marrow is the iron. We are the iron. We are the iron.
Cold scraped into frozen earth. Cold blood marks the hour of birth. Cold steel reads like a binary file. Black blood stains on the bearded style. I scan the blade with a calloused hand, extracting data from a hollow land. The geometry of this notch bearded axe records the vectors of the old attacks. Dry black blood stains mark the point where the edge ruptured the shoulder joint. I calculate the arc and the velocity. Ancient steel with the high viscosity. This Iron bit is a storage drive, showing exactly how to not stay alive. I trace the runes carved in the half, mastering the physics of the warrior craft. No mercy found in the pixel grid, just the exact damage the ancestor did. Strike angle, strike angle, calibrate the bone. Strike angle, strike angle, seated on the throne. The radius of the shattered rib, written in blood from the iron nib. Strike angle, power in the grip. Strike angle, let the tendon rip, 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 rip. Callous palm grips the weathered wood, executing task as the father should. Inherited grip tape sticky with grit, mapping the force where the skull was split. My nervous system is the circuit board, uploading the violence of the hidden horde. I feel the friction in my connective tissue. Death is the only operational issue, aligning the elbow at 45 degrees, dropping the targets down to their knees. No compassion inside the marrow cavity, just the crushing weight of the gravity. I measure the lever of the owner bone, replicating the slaughter on the stone. Watch the red liquid drain from the gorge. I don't need hope, I need structural integrity to cut through the mass with mathematical clarity. My adrenal glands pump the synthetic fuel. I am the operator, I am the tool. In the perfect latch, the data and the physics finally match. The blade is a hardware intervention, slicing through the total dimension. I hit the sternum and I breach the wall, watching the biological system fall. The cognitive process turns to ash, following the geometry of the slash. The blood is the coolant for the steel, nothing but the kinetic force is real. I replicate the strike with precision, executing the ultimate stringent. Strike angle, calibrate the bone. Strike angle, seated on the throne. The radius of the shattered rib, written in blood from the iron nib. Strike angle, power in the grip. Strike angle, let the tendon rip. Paid in the iron, paid in the sweat. Strike angle. My nervous system is one with the blade. This is the contract that ancestry made.
Sky, hard frozen earth where the conquered must lie. Stiffening neck muscles welded in place. Zero expression on the blood spattered face. Shield rims are jagged like a broken Kodak's. Blades are heavy on the white winter road. Petrifying kneecaps locking the hinge. System shut down with the metallic twinge. Cooling sweat crystallizes on the exposed rib. Life forces drain from the cracked chest crib. Static in the marrow with the radius bone. Solid as the granite of a burial stone. Geometry of death in a fixed array. Physics of the corpse in the light of the day. Calibration reset to a lifeless zero. No more action for the fallen hero. Hardware failure in the central nerve and a diok in the battle curve.
Time to escape posture in the frozen waste. Iron and copper is the only taste. Glazing corneas, watching the frost. Counting the data of the total cost.
Vertebrae fused like a chain link fence. Atmosphere and pressure is unusually dense. Scanning the horizon with a dead man stare. I see oxygen is the only thing there. Tendon to brittle like a winter branch. Waiting for the weight of the white avalanche. Femur is locked in a permanent stride. Nowhere for the shivering blood to hide. Data stream ending in the gray matter. Still silent as the clapper in the iron bells. Grid coordinates marked by the spear. Absolute status is the only thing here. Recalibrating the geometry of the rib cage. Closing the file on the final war page. No fluid motion in the ulnar shaft. Broken is the vessel in the killing craft. My fingers are clamped on the hilt of the blade. The contract of carnage is fully paid. My spine is a pillar of unyielding steel. There is nothing left for the status to feel. Carbon equation in the hardened meat. There is no surrender and there is no retreat. Bone marrow turning into sub-zero. Ice paying the warden cold carnity. Praise axe sandals fused to the fist in the grip. Ice on the beard and the blue frozen lip. Neural pathway is a cold copper wire. Burned out data from the battle fire. Field on a plating on a stationary from spreading the town of the mortal name.
There's to escape posture in the frozen waste. Iron and copper is the only taste. Glazing corneas, watching the frost. Counting the data of the total cost.
obsolete. Calibration. Final.
Stasis.
Archimal. Frostbitten cheeks and the marrow is cold. Ancient the script and the binary told. Bone-splitting wind is the only command. Iron is fused to the nerve in the hand. I scour cheeks with the data of pain. Frost in the system and ice in the vein. Can I greet tendons to gear force and weight? Open the skull and the Valkyrie gate.
Re-give the femur and harden the wrist. We are the Uro the gods must have missed. Vertebrae lock in the arc of the strike. Killing and freezing the same and the like. Logic is written in shattering glass. Watch as the ghosts of the temperature pass.
Sleet is the armor we wear on the rib. Truth is a liar and death is the lib. Geometry sharpens edge of the blade. Into the white are we march unafraid. Robins are circling the code of the sky. We do not fear, we just enter and die.
Harness, storm kinet I see flowing.
White are where the gods are going.
Steel and thunder we are one.
Underneath the frozen sun.
Ribs of iron, lungs of scale.
Racing through the blinding hell.
We are the weapon, the storm is the hand.
Take back the fractal and frozen land.
Blinding slit sheets on the screens in the night. Scanning for targets and heating from light. Tendon in muscular, tensile and tight. Working the math of the savage and right. Axes are tools for the basics of blood. Drowning the weak in the force and now what? Hardware is shield and the software is bone. Kings on the ice and the thunder is thrown. Calculate force of the shattering spine. Crossing the deadly Antarctica line. Nothing is valid but pressure and speed. Cutting the nerve and the roots of the greed. Lungs are expanding with nitrogen frost. Counting the gain, not the number of lost.
Frozen up tracks of the weight of the lead. Counting the pulses of those not yet dead. Carbon and calcium infused in the blast. Long as the shadow the blizzard is cast. I am the ventor, I am the force. Nature is running a violent course. I am the action, I am the law. Ice in the eye and the teeth in the jaw.
Harness, storm kinet I see flowing.
White are where the gods are going.
Steel and thunder we are one.
Underneath the frozen sun.
Ribs of iron, lungs of scale.
Racing through the blinding hell.
We are the weapon, the storm is the hand.
Take back the fractal and frozen land.
System is heavy, the system is wide. Losing the color and losing the side. Marrow and nettling geometry.
This is the end of your history.
Data entry. Data entry on the. Data entry on the field of the dead. I read the geometry inside the head. Shield wall broken, biological fault. System systemic error in the iron vault. Peeled steel plate, ripped from the chest, testing the torque for the final rest. Geometry of impact sharp and precise, paying the entry at the market price. Flawed armor joints, silver and gray, where the kinetic force found the way. Discarded chain links, scattered in ice, rolling the bones like a handful of dice. Bone and marrow, the code of death, the code of death. Calibrated, the final breath. Geometry of failure, iron and bone. The data is written in blood on the stone. Exposed soft underbellies, pale in the light, calculating depth of the laceration right. Bruised collarbones, shattered and split. This is the place where the velocity hit. Cartilage fracture, a binary break. Study the damage for the vanguard's sake. Nerve ending static, the signal is lost. Total extraction of the physical cost. Ribs of the rafters, the hull is breached. Learning the lesson that the heavy X preached. Scanning the tension in the tendon and joint. Applying the pressure to the vulnerable point. No ghost in this machine, just the physics of the scene. Logic of the severed spine, cross the anatomical line. Axe to the hinge, watch the body queen. Metallic input, organic output, the calculation, the fatal footprint. Vertebrae stacking the vertical tower, analyze and leverage the source of the power. Muscle mass density failing the test. Weight of the iron is crushing the rest. Femur and tibia snap like a reed. Follow the logic where the arteries bleed. Calibration of the cleaver and blade. This is how a dying empire is made. Shattered patella, the pivot is gone. Waiting for the data of the freezing dawn. Anatomical failure, structural crash. Sifting through the rubble of the bone and the ash. Bone and marrow, the code of death, the code of death. Calibrated, the final breath. Geometry of failure, iron and bone. The data is written in blood on the stone. System shut down. Calibration complete. Processing the physics of the total defeat. Swinging the dying light. Input the kill for the rations tonight. Binary blood on the edge of the steel. Physics of pain is the only thing real. Bone density check for the warrior class. Filtering out all the shards in the glass. Marrow recovery, high speed link. Nobody speaks and nobody blink. Calibration starts in the radius bone. Meat is the data that warriors own. Scanning the owner, reading the fracture. This is the only reward we can capture. Hardware of Hulk, software of hate. Calculate mass by the iron plate. Ribcage opening, access the core. Download the energy, optimize war. System requires a caloric intake based on the skulls that the axe blades break. Neural pathways burning with frost. Tabulate value and tabulate cost. Every ligament tight as a wire, fed by the heat of the slaughter fire. Flesh is the currency, fiber the gold. Pay for the blood in the bitter cold. Weight is the law, the axe is the code.
Marrow is fuel for the heavy load.
Weight cells and beat on the copper blades.
Only the killers will ever be fed.
Measure drops are made for the grave.
Leaving the weak to the bones of the dead.
Callous distribution of the loot.
Starving on morphine, mountain and slow.
Calibrate power, axe at the roots.
Data of death is the only law we know. Femur is heavy Slowly the stride is long. Biology proves that the killing is strong. Processing sinew, refining the nerve, getting exactly the parts you deserve. Vertebrae stacking like gear in a cog, moving like wolves through the freezing fog. Interface open between skin and shield, yielding the power that traitors will yield. Aorta pumping the antifreeze high, under the glance of the all-seeing sky. Kinetic energy stored in the fist, cross off the weak from the rationing list.
Jawbone grinding on hardened fat. Algorithm knows where the traitor sat. Clavicle snapping under the weight, locking the target, locking the fade. Overclocked muscles burning the oil, born of the ice in the blood on the soil. Digital darkness and primitive eyes, counting the calories, counting the lies. Geometry perfected in every swing. Listen to how the copper skills ring. No one gets pity, no one gets grace. Only the protein for the master race. Salt and meat on the copper blades.
Only the killers will ever be fed.
Measure drops are made for the grave.
Leaving the weight to the bones of their dead.
Flawless distribution of the loot.
Starving a lord, they melt in the snow.
Calibrate power, acts at the roots.
Data of death is the only law we know. Zero-sum game.
Zero-sum frame.
No charity in the code, no mercy on this road. Scan the scapula map, the mandible if the output is zero. The body is expendable. Synchronized breathing, stabilized grip, letting the unworthy vessels all slip. Patella shattering under the boot, pulling the life from the crying root. Metacarpal, crushing the hills without any error, without any guilt. This is the logic, this is the way. How many lives did you process today? Abdominal wall is a fortified gate, fueling the engine, fueling the hate. I am the master of copper and grain. I measure the worth of the warrior's pain.
Weight, sounds and meat on the copper blades.
Only the killers will ever be fed.
Measure drops are made for the grave.
Leaving the weak to the bones of the dead.
Flawless distribution of the loot.
Storming on towards the mouse in the snow.
Calibrate power, acts at the roots.
Data of death is the only law we know.
Jawbone underneath, extract the alkaloid, initiate the code. Heavy system data on the frozen road. No hallucination, just a steady grind. Calibrate the hardware, leave the meat behind. Root fibers tangled in the molar gap. Physical geometry, a lethal trap.
Input,
toxicity. Output,
rigidity.
Nerve endings closing a static field.
Broken connection.
The internal shield. Total override, the nerves are dead. Iron in the ribs, fire in the head. Unflinching pain receptors, offline mode.
Run the geometry, execute the load.
Dilated black pupils scanning the grid.
Killing the sensors as the ancestors did.
Numbed facial nerves, the signal path is cut. Shield wall logic, every circuit shut. Bitter sap taste on the tongue surface plane. Delete the sensory input of the brain. Scan the horizon for the target mass. Shatter the physics of the bone and glass. Axe head calibration, weight and force. Blood is just a liquid from a leaking source. Total override, the nerves are dead. Iron in the ribs, fire in the head. Unflinching pain receptors, offline mode.
Run the geometry, execute the load.
Dilated black pupils scanning the grid.
Killing the sensors as the ancestors did.
Steel meets the clavicle, no feedback sent. Structure collateral damage. The casing is bent hard in external shell. Marrow and ice, victory is data, we don't pay the price. Calcium frame in the binary lock, standing unmoved like a mountain of rock. Sever the tendons, the motor is prime, killing machines at the end of all time.
Scan the marrow,
Scanning.
cold in the ribs.
Cold.
No internal error,
None.
no system failure.
None.
Pain is a phantom variable. Flesh is an optimized tool.
Total override, the nerves are dead. Iron in the ribs, fire in the head. Unflinching pain receptors, offline mode.
Run the geometry, execute the load.
Dilated black poop pill scanning the grid.
Killing the sensors as the ancestors did. Roots in the belly,
Ice in the vein.
ice, delete the perception, delete the pain.
Calibration.
Complete system stable. System stable.
Kicked over bookshelves, splintered oak. Ancient code vanishing in smoke. Charred parchment scrolls curling black. History is dead, no turning back. Melting wax seals red like blood. Bury the data deep in the mud. Burning in fumes, choking the air. Physics of violence, a lethal snare. My ribs are the armor, my will is the blade. Delete the foundations the cowards have made. I rip out the nerves of the past and lies. Nothing remains under frozen skies. Iron on stone, the geometry breaks. I feel the fury, the marrow awakes. No mercy for words, no pity for wings. Stand on the edge of the extinction brink. Burn the data, feed the fire. Ash on the wind, heavier, higher. Burn the scrolls, kill the past. Burn the data, feed the fire. Strike the iron, snap the wire. Burn the scrolls, nothing left. Manual calibration, grip on the steel, only the weight of the weapon is real. Bone marrow density hardened by war. I don't need the symbols that came before. System reset, the library burns. No one survives, no one returns. Tendon and muscle, the only truth. I am the vulture, I am the youth. Logic of fire, the parchment dissolves. Around the axis, the killing revolves. Scrape the cortex, wipe the screen. Keep the vision focused and lean. Hardware of violence, skull in the spine. Cross the threshold, step over the line. Ash on the wind like digital dust, and the cold steel is the only trust. Burn the data, feed the fire. Ash on the wind, heavier, higher. Burn the scrolls, kill the past. Burn the data, feed the fire. Strike the iron, snap the wire. Burn the scrolls, nothing left. Geometry broken, the angles are wrong. I am the hammer, I am the song. Riptide expanding, oxygen burn. This is the lesson you never will learn. Shard paper fragments falling like snow. Watch the entire civilization go. Nerves on fire, a current of hate. I am the one who determines the fate. Physical law, the blade and the shield. Everything written is destined to yield. Calibration of terror, text in the eye. Watch the old world wither and die. Kick over bookshelves, gravity wings. Where the ink ends, the glory begins. No more record, no more trace. Wipe the memory off of the face. My ribs don't shiver, my blood doesn't slow. I am the winter, I am the glow. Data's garbage, paper is weird. I am the mountain, I am the peak. Burning in fumes, fill up the lungs. Silence the chatter of treacherous tongues. Melting wax seals, gripping on stone. I build my kingdom on muscle and bone. Ash on the wind, covering all. Watch the great temple of knowledge fall. Tendon tension, ready to snap. Spring the trigger, close the trap. Logic of conquest written in scars. Under the light of the cold northern stars. History is dead, averted and removed. Only the living are truly approved. Our parchment scrolls, light at the dark. Leave nothing behind but the physical mark. Kicked over books, so stones and debris. Finding the future is savage and free. Burn the data, feed the fire. Ash on the wind, heavier, higher. Burn the scrolls, kill the past. Burn Burn the data, feed the fire. Strike the iron, snap the wire. Burn the scrolls, nothing lasts. Ash on the wind, history is ash. Nothing remains.
Sinew and cold in the vein, mapping the target and masking the pain. Ribs are a chassis of hardened alloy, calibrated dead to seek and destroy. Flesh is a circuit that is static and dry. Eyelids are frozen and watching the sky. My geometry fits the arc of the hill. Biological motion is perfectly still.
A nerve ending,
silent and digital cold.
System
is waiting for data to hold.
Tendons,
our cables are braid and steel.
Nothing is organic,
nothing to feel.
Zero thermal,
cold in the bones.
Static and marrow. Sitting alone. Zero thermal.
Heart rate is null. Axis and data. Cracking the skull. Camouflage cloaks in the spectrum of gray. Processing movement a mile away. Inputting coordinates into the wrist. Kill code is written in powder and mist. Stopping the heartbeat to nullify heat. Sensory mapping is sharp and complete. Lungs are a vacuum withholding the breath. Algorithms calculating the depth. Blood is antifreeze running through pipes. Waiting for targets and gathering types. Bone marrow hardened to ceramic shield. Cropping the data across the minefield. No thermal trace in the whiteout dome.
No thermal trace in the structure of stone.
Calibrate gravity, weight of the blade.
Calibrate geometry, physics of rays.
Spinal was tightening metal and grit. Binary fury, the system is lit. Spine is a pillar of fractal design. Killing the vector and crossing the line. Shooter and socket, the joke is divine. Force is a function of power and time. Axe is a horror, command to the neck. Real time, destruction of biology wreck. Neural net fires a force of the hand. Bone hits the iron and marron and flan. Dadding and stringing from gunner and gore. Obtaining specs on the engine of war.
Zero thermal.
Cold in the bone.
Static and marrow. Sitting alone.
Heart rate is null. Axis and data. Cracking the skull.
Marrow and metal.
Frame. Physics of warfare is lacking a name. Nerves turning static, the signal is gone. Waiting for data in frozen white dawn.
real teeth in the hardened ground. Unmarked cairns where no peace is found, where the burial mounds on the vector map. Ancient logic in the winter trap, whispering permafrost leaks the code. Heavy marrow on the frozen road, bleached ancestral skulls provide the base. Calcium structural data in the face, no mythic glory in the spinal crack. Just the physics of the cold attack. Hardened tendons under static low, binary horror in the veins overflow. Genetic memory triggers the shock, meat frozen to the granite rock. We are not the blood of the divine, we are the errors in the line.
They weren't gods, they were just the bill,
Just the bill,
carrying the weight that the winter filled.
winter fill,
Hardware stripped to the bone and nerve.
following the cold and the killing curve.
Killing curve.
Not a miracle, just a survival rate.
Calibrated flesh for a frozen state.
Frozen state,
Worse winters in the system gone.
ancestral ghosts in the cooling fog.
Radius and owner grinding the shield. Hardware rebooting the killing field. Scanning the tibia for micro breaks. Calculating all the blood it takes. No prayers rising from the iron lung. Ancient algorithms on the tongue. They were machines of the ligament type, waiting for the harvest to be ripe.
Synapse sparring in the dark array, counting the seconds of the fading day. Rib cage locking in a titanium grip, watching the axial rotation slip. Ancestors screaming in the lower low, physical limits on the frozen glow. Not a hymn but a thermal trace, surviving the void of the outer space.
Bone deep cold.
Bone deep cold,
Hard cold.
cold hard
Meat on ice.
meat on
Pay
ice.
the price.
Pay the price.
Iron will
Iron will
stay dead still.
stay dead still.
No gods here.
No gods here,
Only fear.
only fear. We cut the skull to see the drive, to see how the marrow stayed alive.
No.
Sanctuary in the frontal cortex, just the spinning of the winter vortex. Calibration of the broken jaw, eating the meat that was served raw. They weren't holy, they were starving tools, breaking the physics and the thermal rules. Genetic memory is a heavy chain, linked to the stem of the primal brain.
Thunder in the femur and the hip joint slap. Walking through the deep on the Telemetry trap. Unmarked cans in a binary row. Learning what the dead operators know. They could not feel the system fail. Only the weight of the iron hail. Bedded burial mounds of the surface. Now blood on the blade and the frozen plow.
Whispering permafrost vibrates loud, wrapping the ghost in the silver shroud. Not a blessing in the cardiac valve, not a wound that the gods can salve. Stainless steel in the ancestral eye, watching the satellites in the sky. The last survivors of a pool of rage, right in the end on the final page.
They weren't gods, they were just the build,
Just a build,
carrying the weight that the winter filled.
winter filled,
Hardware stripped to the bone and nerve.
following the cold and the killing curve.
Killing curve.
Not a miracle, just a survival rate.
Calibrated flesh for a frozen state.
Frozen state,
Worse winters in the system log.
ancestral ghosts in the cooling fog.
System cooling.
Nerve ending shutdown.
Shut. Clamping on the core, shields are scattered on the floor. Marrow hardens into glass, centuries are slow to pass. Tendons tighten like a string, waiting for the ice to sting. Vertebrae are locking tight underneath the polar light. Blood is static in the pipe, harvest of the frost is ripe. Muscles freezing mid-contraction, zero physical reaction. Trimmer bolted to the stone, glacier eats the hollow bone. Cartilage is turning gray, darkness at the end of day. Glaciers advancing on the pride. Ice is where the warriors hide. Glaciers advancing on the pride. Ice is where the warriors hide. Axes welded to the fist, data streaming through the mist. calibration of the jaw, colder than the ancient law. Geometry of jagged peaks, logic where the metal leaks. Binary in every flake, nothing left to bend or break. Physics crashing down the skull, every frequency is null. Grid is mapped across the thigh, cold is how the monsters die. Synapse firing one last code, heavy is the winter load. Processor is locked in frost, everything is gained and lost. Monolithic silhouette, systems closed inside his set, encased in solid chunks of glare. Ice is breathing in the air. Monolithic silhouette, coldest trap that ever sets. Absolute zero stillness found on the god-forsaken ground. Lungs are caverns full of rhyme, outside of the reach of time. Final breath is turning hard, like a broken frozen shard. Skin is leathery and cold, oldest story ever told. Iron fusing with the skin, where the heavy metal wins. Frozen statue on the crag, catted remnants of the flag. Joints are welded shut with sleet, no more motion in the feet. Cardiac valves are shutting down, wearing the cryogenic crown. Nerves are wires cutting too, nothing left for life to do. Absolute zero, total shutdown of the cell. Frozen in a Norseman shell, bone to iron, nerve to wire. Cold is better than the fire, skull is locked and eyes are fixed. Ancient modern world is mixed, glaciers crawling up the chest. Petrified and finally blessed. Monolithic silhouette, systems closed inside his cell, encased in solid trunks of glare. Ice is breathing in the air. Monolithic silhouette, coldest trap that ever set. Absolute zero stillness down on the god-forsaken ground. On the god-forsaken ground. Idle petrified, breath is gone, waiting for the frozen dawn. Absolute zero stillness stays, end of all the fighting days. Monolithic silhouette is formed by the ice, the peak is storm. Sound device cracking and expanding.